10,000 people in my Discord server to send me 2 drawings. One on their regular style and another one on their dark and twisted style. I mean, their opposite style, where they try and draw everything differently than what they usually do. Then I created a game show where I challenged YouTuber and art style master Marikyuun to tell me which is the real and which is the fake. If he can get 15 or more out of the 20 correct, I owe him an art piece. But if he can't, he will be forced to draw something cursed in my art style. If that sounds good to you, make sure you subscribe to the channel because these challenges are monthly. Would you like to introduce yourself to my community?
I am Harry Gold of The Harry Gold Show. I can draw in all sorts of art styles. That's sort of my gimmick. Thank you for having me. I'm no Kureiji Oli, but I hope I will live up to your expectations.
I think Ollie would agree that you are the crazy Ollie of art styles.
I'll take it.
And if you're watching at home, feel free to play along with us. Did you guess them all? Are you better than Harry? Are you better than, all these people? Just let us know.
Better yet, just lie and say you beat us all. No one will ever know.
The first entry is by Sodosi, friend of the stream, friend of the community.
Now, my gut instinct is telling me that the left hand is the true art style. Sort of muted and pastely tones, it just suggests a more naturalistic style, right? Lock in the left hand art style.
So, Harry, you are absolutely correct! It is the left side.
Hey.
You are right.
Softer tones, right? And softer shading. Super adorable too, right?
Artwork from Agus? I'm not sure.
Okay, so this is a little tricky. A more rendered and sort of realistically shaded style on the left.
Yeah.
Whereas we have a more stylized, sort of a chibi look on the right hand. I suspect the cuter style wins again. I think it is the right hand one.
And you would be correct again. I'm screwed. 2 out of 2. I'm sweating here. The next artwork is by Benry or Stanley.
Okay, I think this is probably the trickiest one. Choosing the cuter one hasn't failed me yet. So that's going to be my backup plan. Like the one on the left is obviously a much more sort of stylized. It's been pushed. Color choices and banding on the shirt is very interestingly, going from the yellow to the orange to the purple shades. I am going to say the left-hand one.
You are correct once again.
The cute one wins. Calling it now. That might be the hack. The one on the left looks more confidently done.
Yeah, exactly. Because you need experience, right, to make these difficult
It looks
color
more
choices.
deliberate, and like this is the style that has been cultivated over time, whereas the one on the right is experimental.
All right, the next one is by Watson with a double T.
Leveling up in difficulty each time, which I like, because the one on the left is obviously, it's a bit more textured, right? There is more, definition in the body of the hair. The one on the right is sort of, we're seeing softer shading with a bolder outline style. There's also a little bit of a personality difference I'm feeling here. The one on the right, she's not impressed.
I'll be honest, I had to check this one.
The right-hand style is a little more cartoony and a little less wild-eyed. The one on the right, that is my guess.
And you would be correct once again. So the next one is by Matsuti. Luffy, Straw Hat Luffy.
If I were to metagame this straight up, only one of them is signed, which suggests to me it might have been a previously done artwork that they are proud of, that they have recreated for the purposes of this challenge.
That makes a lot of sense.
So obviously, the contrast here is we have a very rendered, painted art style, a lot of depth, a lot of shading. The one on the right, obviously, is a much more stylized and cartoony style. Highly suspect, though, that the more fleshed out and visually impressive illustration on the left is the original.
So the illustration on the left is correct once again. Yes, you're right. This was definitely an illustration they had already made. I don't know about this one. By Devil, I think that's how you pronounce it.
This is quite tricky. So obviously the contrast. On the one side, we've got what seems to be a human character, and then on the other side, we've got what is almost certainly an animal character. I'm taking a new direction because unfortunately they're both cute this time. The thing that sticks out to me is the sort of clown-esque character on the left. Very unique pair of eyes. A square green pupil with no whited-in eyes, which are both interesting design choices. I'm going to guess that our friend truly draws in the style on the left hand.
So your guess of the left side is incorrect this time around.
I've been bamboozled!
You have. Thank you, Devil, for bringing me my first dub of the day. I owe you my life. Yeah.
There is a question of, where does character design start and end? Right? Like, how much of the Sonic art style is what the Sonic characters look like? If you're going to say, hey, I'm going to draw Luffy from One Piece in the style of Sonic, would you turn him into an animal or would he stay a human being?
Yeah, that's a great question.
That is the question of what makes more sense. My answer is there is no good answer. Advice that my dad gave me years ago. We had a book by a caricature artist that I really liked. Thought his art style was so cool and I wanted to draw exactly like that. My dad would say, don't try and force it, right? Because you will end up drawing the style instead of what you're trying to draw.
You were focusing on the specific artist's art style instead of focusing on capturing the likeness of the person.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Draw what you're trying to draw and then the art style will come.
Next one is by Watson, this time with just one T. Pikachu is like the electric little guy, right? So it would make sense for the Watson with the double T to have drawn this one.
Surely there's a gym leader called Watson with 2 T's, right? They must have
nah,
done that
they
by
wouldn't
now.
do that.
So obviously, the one on the left is a sort of a softer, more rendered art style, and the one on the right is a more geometric style with harsh shading. The left-hand one looks absolutely thrilled to be on the show, whereas the one on the right looks like he thinks he is too cool for your stream, Mari. He's like, I don't need these people.
No.
I'm gonna go against my own rule because I feel the one on the left is probably the cuter one. I'm going to guess that the one on the right is Watson's preferred way of doing things.
And his real art style is in fact the one on the right. You are correct once again.
It is no longer Harry Gover. I would also point out that the signature matches the line style of the one on the right. If you've got a pen that you like, that would be your go-to for doing a new art style anyway.
You're so
but
right.
Thought I'd throw that out there.
Oh no!
Okay, orange, very excitable orange. More rendered look on the right, moodier. The one on the left, obviously, is very light and pastel-y and much more sort of, more of a chibi style of face. Both of these feel like a fairly comfortable fit for the same artist. I am going to guess that the one on the right is the art style, but I am not terribly confident.
Oh, chat disagrees with Harry. Chat says the left one is the true art style.
Chat says left. Okay.
I will have to give the point to chat. You are incorrect, Harry. Orange does indeed draw like the one on the left, usually.
Again.
It's Harry Gover again.
But worse this time.
A drawing by Beth or Psycho, who is a friend of the stream, a friend of the community, and a mod.
Both are definitely convincing. Like, both are very slick, very polished, very nicely done. So obviously, the one on the right, more stylized, more graphic, a little more reminiscent of your art style, I would say. The question is, if we're playing armchair psychologist, on what side would they place their own artwork, right? Would they go the fake first and the real one second? Or would they go the real one first and the real one first and the fake second feels kind of obvious, right? But then on the other hand, the one-sided blush cheek that you often deploy, which does make me wonder if it is deliberately drawing inspiration from your work. The one on the left is the correct style, but I am trepidatious because they are both very well done.
The Harry Gover days are over. We're so back. You got it right. It is the one on the left. Next one, we've got this drawing by Ichimatsu.
I am going to say the one on the left is the true art style.
Okay.
It feels a little more rendered, a little more fleshed out.
Your answer is correct once again. It is the left one.
Which we are looking at thematically, a large person eating a small person. So we are getting some consistent storytelling. Obviously, the one on the left, much more simplified, bold outlines and bright colors. On the right, we have a much more rendered, pastely style. The one on the right-hand side, with the sort of the nicely rendered sleeves, is the true original artwork.
The one on the right is the correct one. You are right once again.
There we go.
Yeah.
Back on the meta train. Only one of them is water stamped.
I see it. I should have done something about that. Next up, we've got Taka Ando.
More cartoony, bigger eyes, simplified design on the left, to more rendered and fleshed out on the right. They both definitely have Sephiroth's hair. It has just occurred to me.
With the air vents.
So here's an interesting question. Is this a recurring character of this particular artist's, right? Because the power button on the cheek is a very specific and unique detail. It is obscured in the right-hand drawing. It would be unusual to start with that. And that, of course, would suggest that the left is the original design, but that hinges on whether this character is one that has existed before this drawing. Because if this is a character that this person draws all the time, then they know what the features look like and they can put the hair wherever they like. The one on the right hand is the true art style, and for non-existent bonus points, that this is not the first time Taka Ando has drawn this character.
Chat is dead on the middle. The voting ended on a 50-50. The true art style is the left one.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I've been foiled again.
The next one is by Siren. I wouldn't
Okay.
really call these like opposing art styles.
Like, it looks like two different shows, right?
Yeah.
I think that's two different styles. One on the left, bolder outline style, slightly more geometric treatment of the design. I am going to guess that the one on the left is the original.
Your answer is correct. Yes, it is. I really like this. Kind of reminds me as if like Soul Eater and Danganronpa had a child.
It's really nicely done.
Next up, we've got Space Ivy.
Okay, so once again, they have very cleverly signed both of them in exactly the same way. I have been thwarted on that front. Both do seem to be fairly sort of fleshed out looking, though I do note we do have the one-sided blush on one of them again.
Oh, we do.
One on the right, more rendered, very polished, very nicely done. The one on the left, much more graphic, bolder lines, geometric fingers. I'm gonna lean on the one-sided blush again. Right-hand style is the true style for Space Ivy.
You are correct once again. The
Hey,
right
hey.
one is indeed the regular style.
Good subtlety in the rendering on the face and
Yeah,
on the,
it's
and on
very
the hand.
pretty.
It's very nicely done.
But yeah, now that you mention it, it makes me think that when people want to simplify, they think of me, and that's so sweet. Next up, we've got two beautiful Hatsune Miku drawings from Sashi.
Pleasant, down-to-earth Miku on the right, and then we have slightly too much energy and talking your ear off Miku on the left. It is always interesting, actually, to see these sort of the personality differences that come through just through one art style. So I am going to guess the one on the left is the more true style of our friend Sashi.
The left one is the real one. Yes, you got this one right as well. Next one from Chokuri. Don't think this is exactly like a very different. I mean, it is pretty different, but you know, I felt like it was different enough to add here.
They look like it looks like a birthday card.
It does.
I kind of like that. So obviously the one on the left has a little more rendering to it,
Yeah.
a lot more sparkles. It is overall just a very glistening, shiny kind of art style. The one on the right, on the other hand, has a bit of a Bratz doll feel to
Yeah,
it.
I had the same exact thought.
A more simplified, a more flat interpretation of the same character, because I think of the interesting way the eyelashes and the stars in the eyes have been drawn, the rendering in the semi-transparency of the sleeves. I'm going to guess that the left hand is the true shiny art style.
The left one is the right answer, indeed.
Hey.
Yes, you got it right again. But this one is by Giori. Giori?
Do you know, I'm going to say all this, is this an existing character, do you think? Do you know?
I
or
don't
is this
think
a
so.
creation of our friend Giori? Our gentleman on the left is looking very majestic and brooding. The gentleman on the right looks like he's just noticed you picking your nose or something. And he's just like, what the hell are you doing? I am leaning towards our friend on the left. There's a lot of detail in those roses and the spiders and stuff in the background.
So our friend Jury here drew the one on the left. You are correct.
Most excellent.
The next one is by Freeze, and they drew a little cat.
This is interesting, right? Because the one on the left looks like it might be some kind of physical media. Looks like it could be oil, pastel, and maybe pencil or graphite. At the very least, it certainly looks like it's emulating that kind of look. Whereas obviously the one on the right, we have here definitely a digital illustration. So I guess the big question for our friend, are they a digital artist straying into the real world, or are they a physical artist trying their hand at digital work? So I'm going to speculate that these look like it probably is oil pastel, and oil pastel does not seem like the sort of thing the average person tends to have on hand. So I'm going to guess that our friend Freeze habitually draws with oil pastel, is trying out digital separately, specifically for the purpose of this challenge.
The correct answer here, the right one. Unfortunately,
no.
you got bamboozled.
I've been bamboozled.
Yeah.
Very tricky. Smart
Yeah.
move using a completely different medium.
That's true. I didn't even think of that.
That's a clever play.
4 out of 5 wrong. We have 2 drawings left, Harry. If you miss this next one, you have no more lives. So this drawing is by Booty Shaker 9000.
This is a tricky one. I think both are quite believable. The one on the right is very nicely fleshed out. Contrasts from the simpler one on the left is all very... The one on the left seems like a very deliberate art style. It's a very specific way to stylize the image on the right. So I'm going to guess it's the one on the left is the true art style, and the one on the right has sort of been derived of finding ways to add detail.
One on the left is correct. You got it right.
Huzzah!
Yes, you are safe, Harry. You absolutely cannot lose this challenge anymore. Congratulations. This one
The
is gonna
booty
be
has
a little-
successfully shaken.
Yeah, thank you, Booty Shaker. So I guess this one, it will be a little bonus round here from Maxi Palette.
We have a more very cartoony style on the right, very tall eyes and stylized mouth. On the left, we have a more shaded and more representational kind of approach. Sketchiness of the details in the clothing on the front, and on the left. By way of contrast, the face seems to be very sort of tight and fleshed out. The one on the right is the true art style.
Maxi Palette's actual art style is the one on the left.
Oh, there we go.
I should have switched the order of the final 2.
Stumbling at the finishing line.
Congrats, I think we're incredible with your logic.
So that's sort of like looking for even things like signatures and stuff like that. That's where those nitpicking skills that I have been working on have come to benefit me.
I'm really sad that you won because I cannot request you draw Shrek in my art style. That was where I was getting at. I really wanted to see.
That would be fun.
Yeah, I guess I owe you an art piece now.
I'm looking forward to it.
Unfortunately for me, Harry absolutely nailed this challenge, then asked me to draw him and myself as the Chad vs. Wojak meme. Thanks, Harry, I hate it. And I guess we'll never see what Shrek in my art style will look like drawn by Harry Gold. Unless he does it anyway, what? How about you, dear viewer at home? Did you guess them all? Did you guess more than Harry? Well, let us know and comment and subscribe and check out Harry Gold on YouTube.
Thank you for having me. It was lots of fun.
Bye, Harry. Alright, that was it. Oh my god, poor Harry. I told him it would only take 1 hour of his time, and it was 2 hours, but almost 2 hours.